The hotel corridor stretched endlessly, plush carpet muffling Emma's hurried steps. She glanced at the room number scribbled on the keycard holder, but between her toddler wriggling on her hip and the diaper bag slipping off her shoulder, the numbers blurred. "Almost there, sweetheart," she murmured, kissing her son's forehead. "Then Mommy will get you your teddy, I promise." But the teddy wasn't there. The beloved bear, her son's comfort at night, his best friend in the day, had been missing since yesterday. She'd turned their tiny apartment upside down before coming here. Still, no sign of it. Finally, she stopped at a door, slid the card, and heard the soft click. Relief washed over her as she pushed inside, nudging the door closed with her hip. Only, something was wrong. The room wasn't lit the way hotel rooms usually were when first entered. Golden lamplight glowed softly, and the faint scent of expensive cologne lingered in the air. Emma froze. A man stood near the window, his silhouette framed by the city's skyline. Tall, broad-shouldered, commanding. He turned slightly at the sound of the door, and the world tilted beneath Emma's feet. Because in his hand, he held a teddy bear. Not just any teddy. The teddy. Worn brown fur, one button eye, and a missing ear. The same bear Emma thought was lost forever, the one she remembered her child clutching on nights when the world seemed too heavy. Her son whimpered, little hands reaching out. "Bear," he whispered. Emma's heart pounded against her ribs. "No," she breathed, stumbling back a step. This couldn't be happening. The man turned fully now, and his eyes, those piercing gray eyes she could never forget, locked on hers. His expression hardened, then softened into shock. "Emma." His voice was low, ragged. Her lips parted, but no words came. She hadn't heard that voice in years. Not since she had left everything behind. Not since she had left him. "Why?" His gaze dropped to the boy in her arms, then back to the teddy he held. His knuckles whitened around the bear's worn body. "Why do you have this?" The toddler squirmed, reaching toward the toy, his innocent giggle slicing through the tension like a blade. The silence in the suite felt deafening, broken only by the soft coo of Emma's son and the faint hum of city traffic below. Alexander's jaw tightened as he slowly crossed the room, each step deliberate, as if he feared startling her. His eyes, sharp and searching, flickered between the child in her arms and the familiar teddy bear he held. Emma clutched her son tighter, instinctively stepping back until her shoulder brushed the door. Her pulse hammered. She had dreamed of this moment in both nightmares and secret wishes, but never like this. Alexander crouched down in front of them, his towering frame suddenly leveled to the child's curious gaze. He extended the teddy with an unsteady hand. "Here, little one," he whispered, voice softer than Emma had ever heard it. Her son giggled, his tiny fingers wrapping around the bear's stubby arm before pulling it close to his chest. A smile spread across his face, his dimples deepening, the same dimples that once melted Emma's heart when Alexander had smiled at her all those years ago. Alexander's breath hitched. His eyes glistened with something raw, unguarded. "He looks just like me," he said hoarsely, lifting his gaze to Emma. Emma's throat burned. She tried to speak, but the words tangled with the lump rising inside her. I didn't plan for you to know. I thought," her voice cracked, "I thought you'd moved on. You were engaged, Alex. I couldn't bring this into your world." His jaw clenched, the muscles in his face flickering with restrained emotion. "Engaged, yes, to someone chosen for me. A merger, not love. You knew that, but you," he stood abruptly, pacing a few steps before spinning back to face her. "You took my child and disappeared." Emma flinched at the sharpness of his tone. Tears welled in her eyes. "I did what I thought was best. I wanted to protect him from being treated like a pawn in your family's games. He deserved peace, not headlines." Her son shifted in her arms, sensing the tension, and reached out toward Alexander again, tiny fingers brushing his suit sleeve. The billionaire stilled, staring down at the boy's hand clutching him. Something inside Alexander seemed to break. He sank onto the nearby couch, running a hand over his face. When he spoke again, his voice was low, almost pleading. "Emma, you don't understand. I kept this bear because it was the only piece of you I had left. And now," his eyes locked on hers, filled with anguish and wonder. "Now I realize it wasn't just you I lost. It was him too. Emma's tears spilled freely. The walls she had built for years, the careful life of secrets and sacrifices, were crumbling. Alexander stood, determination replacing the raw pain. He stepped closer, his gaze unwavering. "He's mine, isn't he?" Emma pressed her lips together, trembling. She wanted to deny it, to keep control, to hold on to the fragile safety she'd carved out. But the truth sat between them, undeniable, in her son's face, in his dimpled smile, in the way he clung to Alexander's arm as if he had always known. Finally, Emma nodded, her voice breaking. "Yes, he's yours." Alexander exhaled sharply, as though the world had shifted beneath him. His eyes softened, and for the first time in years, Emma saw not the billionaire, not the powerful CEO, but the man who had once whispered promises to her under starlit skies. He reached out, brushing a tear from her cheek. "Emma, I lost you once. I won't lose both of you again. Whatever it takes, I'm not letting go this time." Emma's breath caught, torn between the fear of history repeating and the fragile hope sparking in her chest. With her son nestled between them, clutching the teddy that had survived years of silence, the past and the future collided in one moment she could never run from again. Emma could barely breathe, because the man standing before her wasn't just anyone. He was Alexander Knight, the billionaire, the man she once loved, the man she had sworn to keep away from the secret she carried. And now, he was holding the very proof that fate had other plans.